EffettoVIOLA is a very simple treatment to use. It lasts about 15 minutes and uses music. The music you hear is just the shell. The active ingredient is inserted inside the music. In essence, we clone brain waves that are typical of a relaxed mind, and we insert them inside our brain to effectively and instantly you relax. I can give you my experience. I am an entrepreneur and I would say that I'm quite anxious and very active on various fronts. I'm very busy, dealing with many companies in many fields. I have personally tried this treatment and it has really helped me. It's great if someone is stressed or cannot sleep, if they've got a work problem, a family problem, a personal problem, who hasn't experienced these kinds of issues. When someone is dealing with a negative mental state that makes it difficult to go about their normal life, it's a treatment that instantly changes your mood. You have this almost miraculous feeling after 15 minutes. If you started the treatment with a very negative mood and the problems seem very important and difficult to solve, after just 15 minutes the problems obviously remain, but the perspective from which you look at them is completely different.
Here we are not talking about music therapy, but we are talking about technology using a physiological process that is created at the level of brain waves, and we do not use electromagnetic waves, but only sound sources. Every mental state that we have, be it calm, agitation, or sleepiness, is related to specific brain patterns. If I did an electroencephalogram, you would more or less be able to understand if I am sleeping, if I am relaxed, and so on. We asked ourselves, is there a non-pharmacological method for inducing specific brain patterns? The method that exists is a method that was discovered in the 60s. Binaural beats. We have taken this technology, and we have evolved and engineered it to a level that makes it truly effective and functional. What we have done is cloned the brain waves of people who practice yoga, in their maximum moment of bliss and ecstasy, and insert them to transmit to the listener.
To be effective, EffettoVIOLA needs unpublished productions. We have to compose these pieces following very strict mathematical rules, so this leads to a rather long composition that needs compliance with these rules during the composition, recording, and post-production process.
I must say that this meeting was certainly lucky for me both as a clinician and as an occupational psychologist. I find myself in this very particular period of our Western life, fighting above all with problems around stress. As a doctor, I know that patients are increasingly using psychotropic drugs for stress. People know that we need new technologies, because the problems related to stress and the consequences of stress are becoming a social epidemic. This means we need to find methods that can work without otherwise damaging people. Now, we must find methods that can be widely used, and accessible to all in a manner consistent with the other great pathology we all have, a lack of time. We must be able to change these things quickly, and here comes this extraordinary thing where technology and medicine combine very well. I have had the opportunity to use this tool both in the clinical setting in my practice with my patients and in the corporate setting with the numerous companies I work with. I left the Army in 2007 because I joined Ferrari, and for 11 years I worked in Maranello. We are starting to introduce this method in numerous public and private companies. The results are very encouraging. About my personal patients, 7 people have stopped using psychiatric drugs, that is, within 3 months. It was possible to do what we call weaning in medicine, which is important, because no psychiatric drug can be used indefinitely, unless it is strictly necessary. Then, I believe that we must explore these new ways, which are the true challenge of the future, the technology that meets science with neuroscience, and with the increasingly precise search for solutions that also respect the times in which we live. I must say that the results are really encouraging. Even my communication services company is using these kinds of tools more and more. I can only congratulate all these people who have made this possible.
In my professional career, I've often encountered musical genres that strove to induce relaxation. Some of you will remember in the 1990s there was a New Age explosion. Records were even sold with essential oils with candles. All these things which, however, had no scientific relevance. So I had this meeting with Alessio, whom I contacted immediately and asked to come to Milan, for to be able to meet him personally with great curiosity and great interest. I must say that I was immediately fascinated with what I was able to see from the first meetings, and so I thought of involving Leo Cavalli because we needed something different to be able to bring to market, a product with the right approach so it wasn't misunderstood. All that music that I've always had the opportunity to hear, that had the ambition to bring who knows what benefit here. There is a scientific basis here. At the first meeting I had the opportunity to try this product, and I must say that with the work I do, I am also subjected to long moments of stress, and I must say that this effect brings great results.
We trialed a hospital application, therefore, in a hospital setting of a non-pharmacological stress management technique specifically here. In the hospital, we decided to apply it to a group of pregnant women who would have an elective cesarean section, because it is a group that we expect to have a certain degree of stress, which we can also define as physiological fear. So an intervention is often needed to alleviate worries about the birth of one's child, as much as possible. It is a sample easily adaptable in all its variables. The binaural study uses the EffettoVIOLA effects, which is a technology that uses music as a shield. This music shifts brain waves and gives a certain degree of physiological relaxation. In the hospital setting, the studies must be conducted in a serious manner, so we did a double-blind randomized study, which is the kind of study that allows maximum statistical reliability. In the study we conducted, we found a difference in the intervention group. This means that women who have been able to listen to music modified with EffettoVIOLA technology experienced a decrease in the score that evaluates the physiological stress, the stress induced by the surgery. Therefore, their stress level was alleviated.